I'm David Scott. Thanks for watching tonight. The school funding crisis, our top story after a big statewide education conference in town today and a big meeting scheduled for Austin ISD tomorrow. Now, we start with that Association of Texas Professional Educators Conference. It was at the Hilton this evening. Several hundred teachers packing the ballroom to hear lawmakers talk about the state's school budget crunch. Teachers came from all over Texas. Many tell us they're worried about their jobs, especially teachers who focus on things like fine arts and music.
I've been in education close over 30 years, so I want to keep my job and I enjoy being with the kids.
Senate Education Committee Chair Florence Shapiro led the discussion, which included Austin Rep. Mark Strama. Both spoke about Austin's issues with the schools facing a budget shortfall of nearly $100 million and looking to close campuses and cut more than 1,000 jobs.
The problem with those schools are transfer students and the transfer policy that exists in the Austin Independent School District. It doesn't really have anything to do with the idea of what we're trying to do with districts across the state. It's a completely different issue, and I don't blame them for being upset.
To tell teachers that they've got to do more, they've got to teach more kids with no additional resources and expect better outcomes. You know, I just think we have to be realistic that it's not free to educate children.
Strama also says lawmakers are still searching for new revenue streams, and if they can increase the state's estimated budget, schools will be the first to get money back. Ahead of tomorrow's key AISD meeting, KXAN's Jacqueline Ingles had a chance to speak to the man who's been right at the heart of these issues, Austin ISD Task Force Co-Chairman Richard Frazier. And Jackie joins us now live from AISD headquarters. Jackie, fill us in.
David, Richard Frazier told me that education is an issue that Austin nor the state of Texas can afford to lose on. He believes that lawmakers need to start asking themselves what they value and acknowledge that this is an emotional issue for everyone involved. For more than a month, students and parents from all over AISD have marched in support of schools facing potential closure. These protests are actually supported by the man in charge of the task force that's evaluating which campuses might eventually close.
They're great. They're absolutely what needs to be happening right now with education, because everyone needs to be involved.
Frazier will present the first draft of the facility's 10-year master plan to board members Monday. The report will give 95 possible solutions to proposed budget cuts. Frazier says the task force is pulling away from talking about consolidation and closure because they're also working on other options.
We'll be showing areas where there are issues, and one of the solutions could be consolidation. We're not going to be specifically naming schools.
This first draft comes just days after AISD announced it'll cut more than 1,000 jobs, a decision Frazier calls awful.
These cuts represent families who are now without an income potentially, who have also a very small market to sell their skills to other districts because other districts are in exactly the same boat we are.
He says students' futures, as well as the entire city's, are at stake.
We're in a competitive world market. If a child doesn't get a quality education from the beginning all the way through their time, if they don't get an education that allows them to compete with the world market, then we've lost.
Frazier believes that the only way to solve this budget crisis is if everyone involved keeps up an open dialogue. That's why he's hoping a lot of parents and students turn out here tomorrow for that meeting. Live at AISD headquarters, Jacqueline Ingles, KXAN, Austin News.